Morning, Drunk Geek here. So I am about to do my Spider-Man spoiler review. So if you don't want to know what's happening, if you don't want no spoilers, because the movie comes out today, really Thursday, but Friday, I would just leave. I mean, there's no point where might not say something. I have impulse control issues. Anyway, so Spider-Man: Homecoming. Let me just start off by saying I just love this movie. Besides a few areas, a few issues they might have, I just love this movie. Made me glad I have so many Spider-Man shirts. There's a few issues with the movie. I'll talk about that, I guess, as characters come up. But I'm just going to go through the characters real quick on my morning drive. Let's start with Peter Parker. I mean, if you're like me, like probably a bunch of 30-somethings in the world who just related with Peter Parker when they were a kid or whatever, especially comic book Peter, this is your Peter. This is the Peter that's in high school, like Spectacular Spider-Man, which is the only other medium I can really think of outside the comics that really focused on the high school years and high school relationships and that trope. He's kind of awkward. Even his superhero form doesn't magically, I mean, he gains more like confidence, so he seems to get more comfortable in the Spider-Man skin, but he's still just out there. Or just trying to find his way. One of the scenes I love is he tries to do that Batman voice. It's like, where is he? And the guy's like, well, dude, you don't sound like that, man. I heard you. What? But man, you sound like a girl. And it's and it's true. Like, he's still trying to find his way, trying to find out what superhero he's gonna be. You know, he's not Batman. He's not Tony Stark. He's not Thor. So finding his neighborhood thing. Another thing I really like is that they show how just superheroes are just everyday things now. So Spider-Man being Spider-Man isn't all that impressive. Like, you know, people are like, hey, what can you do? Hey, do a flip. Hey, Spider-Man. Oh, snap. Hey, yeah, Iron Man. Like, I love that stuff. Even, you know, Captain America is a regular part of TV. Like, people just accept it that there are gods and monsters running rampant in the world. But if you ain't got a name brand, if you're not an Avenger, it don't matter. You don't have Avenger title status, you know, you still like a D-lister. So I enjoyed that a lot. But for as him, I love this character. I love how you can tell he had a sense of responsibility, but he did not, he didn't use the great power, great responsibility thing, but again, I felt it. I also felt that, yeah, he had some tragedy in his background. His relationship with his aunt was amazing. His relationship with the other students was really great too, and it was cool trying to see him balance that life. And, you know, being a kid is rough, but being a kid and working and being a superhero and trying to be all the different people in his life expected him to be, tugged him in different directions, and you felt that struggle, that internal external struggle that was going on with them. There's a scene where I'd have failed the test when his crush Liz, she tries to sneak out and go to the pool with him, but he has to go, you know, he's found out some information on the Vulture, he has to go handle that, and she's like, come on, like, just sneak out, some little rebellion's fun. And this is his crush. He's a freshman, I believe, and she's a junior, so like, I think, but she's older, his older crush, and he's like, I gotta do this. And I was like, Vulture, I can save the world tomorrow. The Vulture gonna steal some stuff? I mean, I know where he at. Let me hit this real quick. Hit the pool real quick and go to that. That shows what kind of good guy he was and how he really wanted to be a hero. So just loved him. two complaints with Peter Parker were that I didn't get the sense that he has spider sense, and I don't want that to leave that out of his power set. Just to me, it's such a amazing, spectacular part of that. Of his power set, so I hope they find a way to get in there. I know in the Civil War, they talked about how his senses were dialed up to 11, and the goggles kind of restrained that. And I hope the senses thing, the super senses thing, doesn't take the place of spider sense, which they might find hard to explain, since, you know, hey, what's the science base in this? I don't know. But hopefully, as he's still growing, like, I like that we're showing that he's still growing. Like, he's 15 years old, and as he's growing, the real person would, him growing into his powers are still expanding. So, you know, he still has potential to be like the greatest hero on the planet, type of thing. Go Deku. So yeah, love that. Thing I didn't like, and I know why they did it, because it's a comic, if I remember correctly. You have a voiceover in his head when he has to lift something heavy to get out of a situation, and you know, you hear this person's voice and this person's voice, and it was really cheesy. It took me out of it. I get why they did it. It just took me out of that point of the movie. So besides spider sense, besides that voiceover thing, loved it. Best Peter Parker ever. I mean, I know we got the Tobey Maguire fans, and again, I get it, but this kid, you know, seeing the kid's the actor's Tom Holland's natural abilities, you know, he's into fighting, he's into, you know, MMA, he's into parkour, free running, can do flips, his body type's right. Well, I don't want to sound weird as a little boy, but you know, he feels like Peter Parker, and he looks like a kid in a costume. So, and his excitement level is it makes you excited, because he's so happy with everything that's going on. He's so amazing with this experience. It translates very well to you as an audience member, and you want to be excited for him. Also, he got that coming to age story where he's trying to find his role and growing into his power as a man, and you know, he, you know, rebelling against his father figure, any father figure he can find, and I think the Vulture and Tony Stark really really get people to play off him, because he's looking for that father figure. And then he's always rebellion, he feels abandoned, and there's always this hint of tragedy. You know, going to Uncle Benny, you know, go to his parents, you have a hint. If you didn't know anything else about the character, you know something's going on, that he's living with his aunt and calling her May, and you know there's something that happened in his past. So even if this was a fresh start, as a moviegoer, I'd be like, hey, why is he with his aunt? What happened? Why is his aunt not with somebody else? Like, not that you have to be. This is 2017. You can be a strong, independent woman without no man. You don't need a man in your life. But yeah, moving on. Next character, the Suit. The Suit is a character all her own. Actually, through part of the movie, because of the Suit's reactions, I seriously thought they were going to have some part in the movie where you show that this was a 24-hour operator that Tony hired to help him. Like, there's no AI in the suit, it's just somebody on the other end of a 24-hour hotline type of thing. But yeah, I love the introduction of the character part where he just stuck with the suit, he's having conversations with the suit. The different modes of the suit were amusing. I like that they're updating some technology, everything but that spider drone thing off his chest with the cute little bug eyes. No, get rid of that. I was hoping they got destroyed. Be destroyed at the next movie. It served no purpose. It took me out of the movie. Also, this whole thing that's been sitting on this cloth-like chest. I get it, and it's happened in the comics too. I need Iron Man's technology not to be magic. Not to be magic. I need to believe this stuff can happen. There was a part in Iron Man 3 where, like, his parts of his suit flew halfway across the country to come to him, and I was like, no, I don't believe that. I don't really believe that's possible. And I get it. There's some impossible things happening, but I don't like where Tony Stark's technology becomes just magic, like anything out my butt, you know, kind of thing like that. And that's what some of the stuff, like there's so much stuff packed in this suit. Iron Man's doing himself a disservice that he needs to have bulky armor, because in this cloth-like thing, there's just so many different functions in this suit, and apparently Tony Stark made it in like 24 hours and had time to detail it. So I don't know, but love the suit, love to see it. There's a part where he was like activating kill mode and the eyes went red, and he's like, no kill mode, no kill mode. And him just learning to function in the suit is another obstacle. The suit is like ally antagonist role in the one, because you know, he's been so used to doing his own thing and he doesn't know all the functions, and he kind of skipped. He's like, if you don't know how to drive a car and over somebody puts you in a space shuttle, it was like, go. That's what it was like, Spider-Man inside that suit. But I love the addition, except for the thing I just mentioned. Yeah, get rid of that little bug drone thing. That's stupid. I also didn't really believe the parachute thing either, but I'll let that slide. For you, Tony Stark. If you saw the reaction review with 3 Black Geeks, JVS, and Lucas and others, you know, there were some complaints about Tony Stark being in a movie from some people. If it was too much of a Marvel movie, too much DC movie. Too much of a Iron Man movie. I don't think so. Tony Stark was sprinkled in there. He was kind of like an absentee dad or absentee big brother. Only showed up to tell you you messed up. Like, you effed up, boy. All right, I'm gonna go back and do what I was gonna do before. That's what it felt like, and I felt that lent itself perfectly. Tony Stark really is a jerk. I mean, everything emanates off of Tony Stark. Like, I feel like so many villains have come about because of Tony's arrogance or not thinking about how his impact on other environments. So even him creating the Vulture, and you know, the big guy stepping on the little guy without even noticing. Because you know, I don't think Tony Stark was like, let me take this work away from these guys. I think he was just like, oh, this is dangerous technology, we need to contain it. And didn't even think about how that affected his economic impact on other people. Which, I mean, isn't a bad guy, but you know, so much stuff is affected by Tony Stark's decisions. Also, him taking a kid and bringing it to, introducing him to this world, and then dropping the kid back off, and not really take responsibility, kind of halfway take responsibility. Like, it's not my kid, but I want to see the kid messed up. Alright, I mean, here's a contact. I won't talk to him for 3 months. And not knowing how that would affect him, but then creating a situation where Peter feels like he has to prove himself and not doing it. And also, I love the scene where, so Peter calls Tony Mr. Stark, all that stuff, and except for one line when he's making a video, and Tony's like, hey man, how, yo, what you wearing? Hope something's gonna be a hope. And Peter looks at him like, no, it's Tony, Anthony, I will knock you out. Mr. Side, talk about my aunt one more time. Can you forget I can bench press a truck? like just give him that look, like, don't cross no lines. Like, you know, I respect you and all, but you will get knocked out. So love that. He was in it just enough to be that parental figure that got enforced. Made it feel like this is a complete universe. So yeah, Tony Stark being there was great. Also love how, so a big problem with these superhero movies, Age of Apocalypse, all that, Age of Ultron, is they try to, even the Venom movie, I bet you do this too, they try to squeeze storylines that took a year or multiple issues or multiple arcs to climax into some big event. And they try to brand that onto one movie. So, you know, it's not really an age if it takes place in a couple days. You know, like, so I like that they're sprinkling Tony Stark's stories, finishing his story, or adding into a story in other movies. So, like, you know, you always knew there was something up with his parents' death, but they kind of put it in Winter Soldier, finished it in Civil War. You already knew that he was in this relationship with Pepper Potts, but what happened afterwards? Oh, they broke up. Oh, she's back. There's this back and forth. he wants to marry her type of thing. Like I like that every storyline doesn't need its own movie, but getting some further Iron Man stuff is great. Also, like catch